Weekday, Monday at 5. Live, local, late breaking. This is Channel 2 Action News Nightbeat. Coverage you can count on.
In the past 90 minutes, we shot this video of flurries on top of Georgia's tallest mountain. A winter weather advisory bringing freezing temperatures and snow to North Georgia. Right now, Severe Weather Team 2 is tracking changes to our forecast for Metro Atlanta. Happy Halloween and good evening. I'm Justin Farmer.
I'm Jovita Moore. 45 minutes ago, a cold rain began falling and winds started picking up around the metro area when we shot this video.
And we have Severe Weather Team 2 coverage tonight. Jessica Jaglois in the mountains of Union County where snow flurries are already falling.
We begin with Channel 2's Chief Meteorologist Glenn Burns and a quickly evolving storm system tonight. Glenn?
Indeed. In fact, 50 degrees was the temperature at 9 o'clock in Atlanta, and now we're at 41 degrees. Also 41 in Carrollton and Rome, 39 into Calhoun, and 36 degrees up in the northeast Georgia mountains around Blairsville. But we're still in the 50s from Athens toward Eatonton. Now, on our Storm Tracker 2 HD radar, some sprinkles around Cherokee County. These are rain showers stretching down toward Henry County and Newton County and over toward Morgan County. But up in the North Georgia mountains, getting conflicting reports of a rain-snow mix out of Blairsville now in and around Union County. Some areas in Union County rain, some areas snow in those higher elevations. That extends over toward Hiawassee and northeastern Towns County. And the general motion here is off toward the east-northeast at a pretty good clip, 25 to 30 miles per hour. Now, the weather disturbance that we've been tracking is up to the north. You see this little spin right here? So that's the weather disturbance around eastern Kentucky, and you can see the precipitation is on a north to south track. So some of that snow will start to move into northern Georgia later tonight, and I have new model data coming in right now. I'll give you the hour-by-hour forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Glenn, thank you. A viewer sent us this picture of snow falling on his deck. This is from Cherry Log in the Cahata Wilderness area of North Georgia. You can send weather pictures to us at pics@WSBTV.com. That's PIX at WSBTV.com.
Just getting started with our Severe Weather Team 2 coverage, and we went to the very top of our state, drove all the way up to Brasstown, Bald in Union County. Highest point in Georgia, more than 4,700 feet elevation. Channel 2's Jessica Jaglois is there now, where there's a lot of snow flurries falling.
This is the highest natural point in Georgia, and it's been snowing up here since about 9 o'clock. It's really coming down. At first, we weren't seeing accumulation, but just in the last 30 minutes or so we have. Take a look over here. As you can see next to the curb, we've got a lot of snow right here, and it's that tough packing snow, too. We've got big snowflakes really starting to clump together. If you can come over here, you can see where the wind quite hasn't been able to get to it underneath this fence right here. I wouldn't even know much to say exactly, except that we are finally seeing accumulation. Now, of course, we are very high up, so it is very, very windy and chilly, and is only getting colder, it feels, as the night goes on. Now, we haven't been able to see anyone out. Of course, many people are indoors, but we did speak to a local Walmart not far from Brasstown Bald, who says that lots of people are buying bread and water and all the staples to get ready for the weekend. Now, as far as up here goes, we're not exactly sure what they're using on the roadway up here, but you can see that there's not really accumulating up on the actual roadway itself. And we saw that coming all the way up here to Brasstown Bald. However, we have been warned by the Department of Emergency Services that once we get these wet spots like these right here, these just slight glistening wet spots, overnight they could freeze, and that could cause black ice. And of course, as a driver, you can't see that until it's far too late. So again, you're not seeing things. It is snowing in North Georgia. Now keep in mind, we are about 2 hours north. Still, it is snowing quite hard up here. For now, that's the latest on Brasstown Bald. Jessica Jaglois, Channel 2 Action News, Nightbeat.
And this just into our newsroom. This is video of a tree that snapped and fell in southwest Atlanta tonight. A Channel 2 Action News photographer is on the scene. This is Grand Avenue. We're told that cars are able to drive around the tree. The road is not blocked, and it did not bring down any power lines. So customers should have the electricity still on. We've also heard about a report of a tree down on Venetian Drive, also in southwest Atlanta.
If you do not already have it, no better time than now to download our free WSB TV weather app from the App Store. Be sure to join us for Channel 2 Action News Saturday a.m. beginning at 6 tomorrow as this forecast develops. Also, our team will be keeping you up to date on Facebook and Twitter using the hashtag FirstSnowGA. Be sure to follow us for comprehensive severe weather coverage. You can also follow all our meteorologists on Twitter. Be the first to know. No one has more experience than our team when it comes to predicting the weather across North Georgia.
New at 11, at least 3 children were hit by cars tonight while out trick-or-treating. A 7-year-old and a 5-year-old were hit in separate incidents in DeKalb County. Another child was hit by a car in southwest Atlanta, and we can tell you that all of those kids should be okay tonight. No major injuries. Channel 2's Amy Napier-Viteri is live in Clayton County with another safety concern on this Halloween night. Amy?
Jovita, child safety was the focus of our story as well, but from a different perspective, we rode along with officers, state parole officers, as they checked on sex offenders tonight to make sure they were obeying curfew and not participating in any sort of Halloween activities. Now, the State Board of Pardons and Paroles asked us not to show any of these offenders' faces, but we can show you an inside look at this process. It's Halloween, but there's no opening the door at this house unless there's a law enforcement officer on the other side.
We're looking for the population that's the sex offenders that are on parole.
State parole officers let our camera come along Friday night as they checked on paroled sex offenders in Clayton County. They're making sure they obey the curfew and other requirements of their supervision.
It's dusk till dawn's curfew.
Sex offenders have to keep the lights off and aren't allowed any Halloween decorations or anything else that could draw trick-or-treaters to the home.
Who was in the house with you? My mother. Your mother?
The first man we visit was convicted of statutory rape, according to officers. Chief Parole Officer Jimmy Williams talks to him as other officers get to work inside.
We will then start looking through the residence, conducting a search, making sure there are no pictures of minors.
The next man officers checked was convicted of kidnapping. Officers tell me he served 29 years in prison after carjacking someone who had a child in the car.
I learned from it, so I never will do nothing to go back.
At this house, officers checked on a convicted child molester. He tells them he's alone and they find no violations inside. They remind him not to open the door as kids in costume look for candy at other homes nearby.
We want to make the streets safe and giving parents one less thing to worry about going to the wrong house.
And this is something that went on in several areas throughout the state tonight. Officers say they start reminding offenders about the rules on Halloween a couple of months in advance. Here in Clayton County, they checked on 13 paroled offenders tonight, and I got an update within the last 20 minutes. They tell me each of those was in compliance. We're live in Clayton County. Amy Napier-Viteri, Channel 2 Action News, Nightbeat.
We have new video this evening of a police chase that officers say reached speeds up to 120 miles per hour. Butts County Sheriff's officials gave us this dash cam video showing a deputy chasing a Dodge Charger. When the chase ended in a crash off the Canton Road connector in Marietta overnight, the driver, Ross Singleton of Indiana, ran. Authorities are looking for him still. The passenger told officers that they were going to Indiana. New at 11, a judge in Mexico has ordered the immediate release of a retired Marine who spent 8 months in a Mexican jail for crossing the border with loaded weapons. Here's a picture of Andrew Tamoresi. The 26-year-old Florida man said he took a wrong turn on a California highway. Mexico's gun laws prohibit anyone from illegally taking those weapons into Mexico.
Tonight, a nurse who was quarantined after treating Ebola patients in West Africa can now come and go as she pleases.
We will only win this battle as we continue this discussion, as we gain a better collective understanding about Ebola and public health.
Casey Hickox tested negative for the virus twice. A judge rejected the state of Maine's request to quarantine her inside her home for a 21-day incubation period. She has to continue, though, to monitor herself and report any changes in her health. Our Ebola section on WSBTV.com has links to our past stories and helpful medical information for you. You can find it under the News tab.
Up in our northeast Georgia mountains, a wintry mix still occurring there and more to come. I'll take you hour by hour through the forecast, show you what you need to be ready for next.
Regular season winding down now, so tonight's high school football action had playoff implications. Sports Zone Friday brings you the best plays from your county next.
Here's another look at tonight's winning Mega Millions numbers.